In Mark chapter 6, Mark describes a scene where the disciples had been working hard all day, dealing with people's problem after problem, as the people are coming and going, and they're so busy, the Bible says, that they're serving people that they didn't even have a chance to eat. They're tired, they're hungry, they're probably grumpy, looking for a little rest after a grueling season of ministering to others. And in verse 31, the Bible says this: Jesus says to his disciples after this season, he says, "Come away by yourself to a desolate place and rest for a while, for many were coming and going, and they had no leisure even to eat." Jesus says, let's go take a little quiet vacation for a little while. And how that must have been music to the disciples' ears. How sweet that sound must have been. I can see the disciples now and what they're thinking. You know, a secluded spot by the lake, some palm trees, hammock, barbecue, while occasionally dipping themselves in the cool waters of the lake. Perhaps take out a scroll and read for a while, work on their tan. You see, indeed, there was a need to take a break and to rest and to recoup and relax. However, their vacation doesn't end the way that they had planned. But notice what the text says in verse 32, what happens. "And they went away in a boat to a desolate place by themselves. Now many saw them going and recognized them. And they ran there on foot, all the towns, and got there ahead of them." When they get off the boat, the people are already there ahead of him. It's like the pastor going on vacation, and when he opens his hotel door, his congregation is there to meet him. They say, "Surprise!" I might want to send them away, and I'm sure that's what the disciples did too. But notice what Jesus does here. In verse 34, it says, "When he went ashore, he saw the great crowd, and he had compassion on them. They are a sheep without a shepherd, and he began to teach them many things." The Bible said he had compassion on them. See, he had a task that in that moment he believed was more important than his rest. And so he began to teach them many things. You think he wanted to do that? Probably not. He'd been working all day, and yet he has compassion. And he says to the disciples, "These people are needy. Let's get busy, boys." You think the disciples wanted to do that? No, they're thinking about the barbecue. They're thinking, what about our beach volleyball tournament? We envisioned little drinks with tiny umbrellas, you know, the ones that you get at those tropical resorts. But the perfect man recognized that no matter how he feels, there are tasks to be done. He was always mobilizing for mission. He was always aware and always ready to act when the moment became available for the people around him. That is a life that is living with mobilization mindset as it looks to the unique calling of the believer. And I wonder if you ever look around the world and that you live in and see the needs of the people around you and have compassion on those who have those needs. Yes, they may interrupt our lives, and yes, they may take us out of our plans and our comfort zones. But I think people who live with a missional mindset frequently see the needs in front of them, and they regularly act. Remember, we have been sent with a mission. We're missional people, so our priorities revolve around Jesus' priorities. And I think Jesus shows us these priorities in an unplanned crowd by the Sea of Galilee. Are you ready to be mobilized for the mission that Jesus has for you?